Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I would like to talk about the introduction about our assignment. So our assignment is about COVID-19 number of cases and also the death number of patients. So what is coronavirus? So coronavirus COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. People get easily infected by the surroundings, especially when they are close to someone with symptoms. In conclusion, this assignment is conducted to study the relationship between the number of COVID-19 cases and the number of death patients. Then, I would like to talk about the objective of our study. The first objective is to determine the relationship between the number of reported cases and total death caused by COVID-19. The second one is to obtain the types of the curve that are suitable for the data. The third one is to find the values of mean, standard deviation and interquartile range. And the last one is to determine the correlation and regression of data. So significance of a study is the study will determine the relationship between the number of reported cases and the total death reported from March 2020 to August 2021.
Methodology for Chapter 2. Data description. Data description, we have a population. Population is basically in our project, number of reported case and total death caused by COVID-19. Sample, number of reported cases and total death caused by COVID-19 in Malaysia. For sampling technique, we use certified random sampling. The next one, for data collection, there is no data collection method because we use a secondary data where it is already data. And for variables, 18 types of variables and 4 measurement scale. And for analysis, we use the descriptive statistic. For graphical technique, in our project, we use histogram, scatter plot, box and whisker plot. Numerical technique, we have 3 measurements. The first one is measure of central tendency, measure of position, and measure of distribution. For measure of central tendency, we have 3 that we have learned in our class. First one is median, mean, and mode. For the measure of position or location, we have 4. The first one is quartile, second one is quartile deviation, third one the interquartile range, and the last one percentile. And for measure of distribution, we have 3. The first one is variance, standard deviation, and range. And last but not least, correlation and regression. We have 3 in our project and that we have learned before this. The first one is fitting a straight line, the second one regression equation line, and the last one coefficient of determination. And all of this methodology, my friends Yasmin will explain more about that.
This table 1 shows the number of reported cases and total death caused by COVID-19 in Malaysia from March 2020 to August 2021. For descriptive statistics analysis, we provided 3 important things, which is the histogram, box plot, and descriptive statistics. So the first one, let's take a look at the histogram of the number of reported cases. The graph on figure 1 shows a positive data set, which represents the number of reported cases caused by COVID-19 from March 2020 to August 2021 in Malaysia. Based on the histogram above, the higher cases that are reported are about 600,000 and above, while the lower cases that are reported are about 300 and above. The distribution of the histogram is skewed to the right. The value of the mean is 97,011.56, while the value of standard deviation is 162,411.352. Next, let's take a look at the histogram of total death reported. The graph on figure 2 shows a positive dataset, which represents the total death caused by COVID-19 from March 2020 to August 2021 in Malaysia. Based on the histogram above, the higher death that is reported is about 7,000 and above, while the lowest death that is reported is 2. The distribution of the histogram above is skewed to the right. The value of the mean is 925.78, while the value of standard deviation is 1,961.904. Secondly, let's take a look at the box plot of the number of reported cases. Based on figure 3, it shows the box plot for the number of reported cases caused by COVID-19 from March 2020 to August 2021 in Malaysia. The value of the median is 39,448.50. Next, based on figure 4, it shows the box plot for the total death caused by COVID-19 from March 2020 to August 2021 in Malaysia. The value of the median is 112. Last thing for this descriptive statistics analysis part, we will take a look at the descriptive statistics. The table on the figure 5 shows the minimum and maximum value for the number of reported cases are 338 and 632,967 respectively. Besides, the mean and standard deviation calculated for the number of reported cases are 997,011.56 and 162,411.352. Then, the minimum and maximum value for the total death are 2 and 7,640 respectively. The mean and standard deviation calculated for the total death are 925.78 and 1,961.904. For the next part, let's take a look at the correlation and regression part. For this part, we provided 4 important things, which is the scatter plot, correlations, regressions, and the graph for fitting a straight line. So the first one, let's take a look at the scatter plot for total death reported versus new cases reported. This scatter plot suggests a positive correlation between the total death reported and the number of reported cases caused by COVID-19 from March 2020 to August 2021 in Malaysia. Secondly, for the correlation part, the value of R equals to 0.986 suggests a moderate correlation relationship between the total death reported and the number of reported cases caused by COVID-19 from March 2020 to August 2021 in Malaysia. That is, the higher the number of reported cases, the higher the total death reported due to COVID-19. Thirdly, for the regression part, coefficient of determination R square equals to 0.973 means that 97.3% of the variability of total death can be explained by the number of reported cases, while another 2.7% is explained by other factors. The value of R equals to 0.986 suggests a moderate correlation relationship between number of reported cases and total death caused by COVID-19 from March 2020 to August 2021 in Malaysia. That is, the higher the number of reported cases, the higher the total death reported due to COVID-19. The regression equation is y equals to negative 230.197 plus 0.012x. The value of beta 1 equals to 0.012 means that for every increase in number of reported cases, the total death will increase by 0.012. Lastly, we will take a look at the graph of fitting a straight line. Based on the figure 12, interpretation of the slope is if the number of reported cases increase by 1 rate, the total death predicted will increase by 0.012. Secondly, the interpretation of the intercept. If the number of reported cases is 0, the total death predicted is negative 230.197. From this study, it can be concluded that the relationship between number of reported cases and total death caused by COVID-19 from March 2020 to August 2021 in Malaysia shows a positive correlation. Next, the graph that is suitable for this data is histogram. Besides, the values of mean for the number of reported cases and the total death reported are 97,011.56 and 925.78 respectively. Then, the values of standard deviation for the number of reported cases and the total death reported are 162,411.352 and 1,961.904. The value of R equals to 0.986 suggests a moderate correlation relationship between the total death reported and the number of reported cases caused by COVID-19. The value of R square is 0.973. The regression equation is y equals to negative 230.197 plus 0.012x. The value of beta 1 equals to 0.012 means that for every increase in number of reported cases, the total death will increase by 0.012.